first. There we go.
I can change it.
Wait,
easily.
can you try talking?
I'm talking.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just my volume. Let me get Mato up. Oh, I still again forgot to get the right token, but it's okay.
No, it's okay. I feel like I'm not really where the new token is real.
I guess.
Or if
Yeah.
I will ever be, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let me get the music. Yeah, it's gonna be season 2 is Ripples of Mato.
Nice. Just every NPC is named Mato.
Exactly.
Okay, it's working.
Nice. Great roll, by the way.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
Wait, the music is it broken?
Is it?
Let me try again.
I mean, it was fine for me.
Oh, now can you hear this?
I think so. Yeah, I can. It was just very quiet in the beginning.
Okay. Well, let me see if it's not too... Is that like really quiet on the stream? Can you...
I mean, it's really quiet for me as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was better before you did something.
I didn't change anything.
Yeah, it's fine now. Maybe it's just the beginning is really...
Wait, let
quiet.
me just restart it real quick. No, because I mean that it was... The volume is low on my stream as well. For the music, I mean, so... I am confused. Let's try this again.
I feel like the beginning is just so quiet that there's almost no sound. But there's definitely music.
I mean, that's still weird, though, because for me it's loud, so... what about if I turn it up like this? Is it better, or...?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely louder. I don't think that it's too loud. I mean, it's fine.
Wait, let me just... What about on the stream? Is it fine on the... I guess I can try to listen. I can't really hear it.
Can you... Let me...
Yeah, you...
lower it on my end.
I don't know, there's something weird with the audio.
I mean, I think it's fine. Like, it's a background music and...
Oh, wait. Wait, 1 second.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, I want to try this for a second. I think the... I'm just gonna turn down like the bass volume a little bit. For everything. Put it like this. Okay. Can you try talking again?
Yeah, trying to talk again.
Can you try talking again?
Yes, I'm trying to talk again.
Okay. I think that...
Is it better?
I think it is better now. Can you check the stream one more time?
Yeah, sure.
The stream... Just saying that I'm not speaking as well. I don't think so. This should be fine. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
Okay.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yes.
Yes.
Close this. What's happening? Oh, there we go. Put that here. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. But actually, I'm gonna get some water real quick. And then I'm ready. Depending on what happens, it might be a bit shorter session today as well, but might not as well. It just depends on what will happen.
Okay.
Okay, for real this time. I said for real this time. Okay.
Okay, never mind.
You ready?
Your stream was kind of fucked for a second, but it's fine now.
It's good? It's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. In the distant darkness, the tunes of a familiar song resonate as you awake from a distant slumber. Give us hope now, lonely giant. Bring us back the ones we crave. Give us all the ones that perished. Bring them back towards our cave. The melody shudders through your body as madness reaches your mind. Give us hope now, lonely giant. Sail the endless open sea. Give us life we may desire. Bring their bodies back to me. For a moment it seems this is the end. Flashes of unseen memories fill your mind. A fountain lies before you. Within it, you see your own reflection. Bring us hope now, lonely giant. Wear our hearts upon your sleeve. Sail on into the darkness, so it may never leave. And as it was told, the darkness surrounds you like a warm coat. You fall into the endless abyss. Death. Within it, the faces of those you have lost. Among them lies the consoling face of an older-looking half-elf. Around his neck a crescent moon shines back at you. Bring us hope now, lonely giant. Let our light shine through your eyes. Listen to our prayers as we listen to your lies. The crescent moon breaks in half as the verse digs through your brain. Behind you is the sound of metal breaking as a giant rises from the lie. His eyes shine with the intensity of 1,000 stars as the darkness surrounds you and is pushed away. For a moment there is silence as the final verse, lost to history and time, is forged back into reality. Bring us hope now, lonely giant. Do not forget the path. Set aside their fate. for the whispers of our wrath. Angels have fallen. The lonely giant was brought back, and your destiny awaits. What do you want to do?
So I just woken up, and now the giant is standing, or it's still laying down, or
it has
in the process of standing up, or
yeah, it has just stood up, or like, I mean, it's kind of still like moving upwards, I guess. You will see some parts of the cliff that you were in are getting broken apart in all directions. Nothing for you to worry about too much, since the the gravity down here goes slower than out of the water, so you can move aside pretty easily. You will see parts of the boat above you breaking apart as well, as you are still deep into the deep in between the cliffs, under the boat that was broken apart. You will see the giant has broken out of the cage that it was in as well, basically just with pure strength broken or bent the bars that it was in, and he's just kind of staring forward. As I said, his eyes beaming in all directions with his gloomy red light, similarly to the ones that followed you before, the drowned ones that perished before.
And did his appearance change like the drowned ones as well? Like they had a very distinct body, like not human-like?
His skin is very like smooth and intact still, so he looks more humanoid definitely than your other followers. The only really similar part is his eyes that look like, well, those like red fish eyes, although his eyes as well shine a lot brighter than the followers you had before. But yeah, as I said, when you reach the giant as well, it is strange how intact the giant is, as it seems like his skin doesn't have a scratch on it at all.
Okay, then
it is sorry, one last thing. It is the skin, the color of the skin itself is this similar dark blue that the woman and the child also have, the color someone who had drowned would have.
But is it the same one that I saw in my memory before I went into the ocean? Like you said that my skin turned bluish, like one with the ocean. Like, is it the same color, or it's more like a dead person?
Yeah,
color?
it's about the same. It's about the same, but also about the same as a dead person's color. It's pretty hard to distinguish the two, but definitely doesn't look much different.
Okay, then I would just like to look up to the giant and say in giant that welcome back. Hopefully he will respond.
You don't hear any response.
I'm gonna continue talking in giant. Can you understand me?
The giant is just kinda staring forward.
So in that sense, it's the same as the other drowned. Like he doesn't show any reaction or things like that. He just standing there.
It might seem like that, yeah.
Can he nod or shake his head for a yes or no question.
Are you commanding him to nod or shake his head, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, then he will start nodding his head and shaking his head as you want him to do so.
Nod if you know why are you here?
Do you want him to nod or shake his head?
Well, nod if he knows it, and shake his head if he doesn't.
Well, what are you commanding him to do?
Okay, so he's not gonna answer any of my questions. Can you pick me up?
Yeah, he will put his hand forward so you can like walk on top of it if you want.
Don't worry, we will find the answer to all of this, and I will help you finish what you started.
Can you make me a charisma check?
Just a normal charisma check.
No, it's fine.
I feel like you and I are more similar based on your memories.
The giant does not respond. He keeps staring into the distance. At this point holding... Well, not really holding you, more like kind of lifting you up in the air, or up in the sea, I guess, a little bit, back towards the ships, or past them. You will see with his other hand, he will start pushing the ships aside a little bit, so he can rise you above his head.
I know that you said that the ship was giant. Was it his size, or not really, like smaller than...
No. Yeah, it was his size. Yeah, when I meant he's pushing the ship aside, I meant more like there was a part of it that's above him that maybe was like broken off, that he's like pushing aside. But it's yeah, it looks like he could have manned it. It's a gigantic ship.
Now I just need to figure out somehow how he ended up in a cage, and who owned this ship. Based on his memories, every giant died. But yeah, I guess I will figure that out later. Okay, then do you have the notes on my other drowned ones? I think I lost the two normal ones, and I have the mother and the child only, right?
Yes, that is right. They will like just kind of follow you, swimming up alongside you.
Then probably after a while of questioning and trying to make the giant somehow show some sentient, if that makes sense, I decide that I want to continue moving in the direction that I feel the calling from, like the direction that I think is right, towards the ship, but now basically riding on the giant. So hopefully it will go a bit faster.
Yeah, how do you wanna ride the giant?
Well, I just imagine that I'm standing on his shoulder and neck, holding onto him and just staying there while he walks
Yeah, you
or
can.
swims or whatever he does.
Yeah, you can perfectly do so as you, like he will rise you to his shoulder, where you can easily stand on it. As I said, he stands like 20-meter tall. So as you finally reach the top of the cliff, he will lift himself off. You will see more of these giant rocks fall down and crash into the boat below. The sound kind of echoing throughout the darkness, along with this melody that is still ongoing, kind of emanating from the giant and also from the darkness around you. The tune of the lonely giant. And yeah, you can start heading towards the direction you think your destiny awaits. Yeah, with giant paces, you can continue along the ocean floor.
Can you tell me my current medless level? I think it was 10, and I don't think I gained any, but you can confirm that.
Yeah, you only have 10. And it's turn 8 now, I think, if I'm correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, this is your 9th, I think.
Okay, so if I don't do anything stupid, I should reach the end by the time I need.
Yeah, if you don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything specific that you're watching out for as you're like, describe to me what, like, kind of what is Mato thinking at this point, and what is he looking for as you're marching across the sand? Is he just like staring into the distance, or is he like actively looking around? Is he scared? Is he kind of neutral? What is? I kind of want to get an idea of the situation here.
I don't think that he is necessarily scared. He just maybe saying that he got used to this is a bad way of phrasing it, but he definitely like knows that now this is the reality that he lives in now, because if you remember in the beginning, he was even questioning if he was alive actually, or this was real life. And now what's on his mind is just to hopefully get out of here and find the answers for his questions, and why can he relive the memories of dead people basically, and how did he get here, and where is he exactly? I feel like with his lower madness level, he probably thinks a lot about the what's happened before, like with the things with Jax and Meishu and Brit. He trying to keep himself sane that way.
Yeah, any of those memories that stand out to him as he is cruising on the giant?
Well, before, I mean, in the beginning, he only thought about the ship ride with Meishu, because that was his most recent normal memory. But as he now getting used to this situation, he probably goes back a little, and like he's probably thinking about the first day that he arrived in, I forgot the name, the capital of the southern part of the island, with turtles.
Oh yeah, just called the, what is it? The Council of the Holy Sands, or the City of the Holy Sands.
Okay. So yeah, that day, what his current memories I'm in his current last memory. I don't know how to phrase it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Does he look back at that like longingly, or does he just find joy
He,
in reliving those moments? Or
he most likely thinks of those days as better ones, like more carefree ones, because basically everything started for him on that day when I think Sakar was his name. He sent him on a mission. That's when he met with Rick, and that's when he found out about the corruption, and everything started to get very slowly but steadily worse from that point.
well, it's as you are pondering these things, as the giant continues over the endless dunes with giant steps, kind of pushing through the water forward, that you will see something in the distance. It almost looks like an oasis in this endless desert of dunes down here in the darkness. You see a small place surrounded by some seaweed poking out from the dunes themselves, kind of in a circle like an oasis would usually be as well. And in the middle of it, you will see a man sitting there, cross-legged. You can get a pretty clear view of him as he's sitting out in the open. You will see his hair is like half long. It seems to be a manly figure, human as well. His hair is tied up with with seaweed that looks similar as the seaweed that is surrounding him at that point. He's barely wearing any clothes, just whatever you notice on him seems as well to be made out of this similar seaweed that is surrounding him. From the looks of it, it seems like he hasn't noticed you, or if he has, he just decided to not pay any attention to you, because you are sure you would be making a lot of sound, especially with the giant. The vibrations in the earth would be noticed from many meters away. So, especially
So
from
he looks more human than the catfish guy.
yeah, from what you can see, he looks as human as any of the people in your memories are.
Yeah, when I get relatively close to him, I want to like swim off from the giant just to descend next to him and wait for his reaction to that.
You will see the man is sitting cross-legged. You will see in his he's holding something in his palm. You're not sure what. It's just like on top of his lap, but his eyes are closed, and he does not seem to pay any attention to you or the giant.
I'm just gonna say to him, "Excuse me," and wait for him to lift his head. Will he do so?
After a while, if you wait like a minute or so standing there, the man will slowly lift his head up and open his eyes. You will see his eyes are light blue in color as he looks up at you, still holding in his hands, still holding something in his hands that is lying in his lap at this point. And he looks at you expectantly, as if asking why you disturbed him.
What are you doing down here? I mean, does he look like a normal human, or like does he also have this dead skin-like texture or anything that's off?
No, he looks like a normal human to you. You don't notice anything off about him, but then again, as I said, he's kind of obscured by this seaweed-like clothing covering his body. Kind of like flowing around him is the best way to describe it, I guess. And then, well, he's sitting down as well, so you don't have like that good of a look at him. But he looks normal from like just looking at him, yeah.
And then the same question applies.
A better question would be what you are doing down here.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know how long I have been down here. I lost count of the days.
It's a dangerous thing to try to keep track of. I would not recommend it as well, or either.
So you've been stuck down here for quite a while now, right?
Stuck is a gentle term. Most of us don't really have a choice. It seems like you, however, do.
Like, so you're saying there's more like you or us down here?
There have been many of us. Many of you.
And what's keeping you from leaving?
I am afraid that even I still do not know the true answer to that question.
Do you want to leave?
At this point, I am not sure anymore. There's peace down here to be found that I never truly found in life.
But don't you have family or anything that worth going back for?
I do. And I am sure they would all be glad to see me, and I would be glad to see them, but there are some things that are just not possible, I'm afraid.
As he says that, I'm just gonna look down at his hand and ask, what are you holding in your hands?
This is my... Well, it is something that I have picked up down here. It is the piece that I spoke to you about.
Can you show me this piece of yours?
I would be delighted to. However, such things... To show them to you is one thing, but to experience them is another. If you wish to truly see, then would you join me?
How far is it?
Oh, I am not talking about a place, more of an experience. If you are interested in seeing these things I have picked up down here, we could engage in a friendly duel, if you wish. As one of us to another.
How can I be sure that you are not trying to do something dangerous?
Oh, I am sure it will be dangerous, and by no means do I wish to pressure you into participating. It is you who asked. It is you who can decide.
If I decide to share this experience with you, will you consider coming with me, leaving this place, and returning to your past life?
As I said, I have been down here for a long, long time. I do not even know if anyone up there would remember me. Although...
Always start a new life?
Well... The peace down here is all the new life I need, really. The only reason I would ever go back is for the ones that I loved.
What is your name? If you even remember that.
I do. Let me think. One second, sorry. My name is... Sorry, I'm trying to find something. You can call me William.
Before I decide, just one more question. I mean, I'm asking this out of character. What did we say? Like, the spare slots that I use in a memory, it's the same as I have in Asmato? Like, if I use a level 1 spell, do I have one less spare slot as Asmato as well? Or are they memory bound?
No, yeah, they are connected through the memories and in here as well. So if you use a spell in a memory, it's the spell slot is gone in here as well, unless you decide to
Yeah.
rest.
Mm-hmm. A long rest will cost me 10 madness, but at least I will have also.
What is it? What is it that makes you hesitate?
I'm not sure if I'm ready for a duel. You see, I'm not made for fighting.
If you wish, you can rest here next to me. I do not mind waiting. I am sure we have an eternity. And these patches, these rare patches of seaweed they are calming places.
Do I notice anything about the seaweed? Like anything magical?
Make me a well, you're looking for magic, so make me an Arcana check then. Oh,
What? That's a natural one.
yeah. You don't notice anything magical about them, no.
How are they special? They look like normal seaweed to me.
Well, maybe once you are down here, as long as I am, you will come to appreciate these rare artifacts of distant memories.
Uh, you know what, William? I will take up on your offer, but at least consider mine as well.
I will, but I'm afraid
But, you can say.
I'm afraid I have thought about this question for a long time now, and I always appreciate new inputs, but I don't think I can do this. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Well, before we start, I will just rest a little bit. I've been going for, well, actually, I don't know anymore. So, if you let me, I will just lay down there.
Be my guest. I will wait here.
Before I do that, I want to command the giant and the other two to just to protect me if anything happens.
Yep. They will stand at the ready.
So I guess I can take a long rest now.
Yep. You can. You can close your eyes in the comfy bed of seaweed. And as you do so, you will feel your memories drifting to places and times you do not remember, you have even experienced before. You will see Jax standing on a mountaintop. Next to him, a robotic-like figure and a smaller man. Next to them, you will see cloud of mist following them, almost obscuring them from view or stalking them on their every move. It is hard to notice any specific details about these memories, but you experience them nonetheless, almost as if you were there yourself. Along with these memories of others comes madness as well, as it always has. This time, however, it comes in amounts that your brain cannot escape, therefore inflicting 10% madness upon your soul. As you awaken, however, you will feel your spell slots are refreshed.
As I wake up, I'm probably very confused about these dreams. Like, why? I mean, they seemed really real, and I don't know how it happened, but it's probably, I mean, as you said, that I probably feel it be more real than a dream. Like, you know, when you dream and wake up, you realize that it was a dream. And probably when Mato woke up, he didn't get this feeling. So he's just confused, probably. But I guess when I wake up, the man is still there.
Yeah, you will see him sitting in the same position as before, on the same place as before. You will see your giant and your other protectors are still around as well, keeping alert, but nothing seems to have disturbed them.
William, have you ever had dreams down here?
One second, let me think. Dreams? No, actually.
Like, you haven't went to sleep once while you were here? Amazing.
I believe you will see him look kind of confused at this question. I don't know anymore, actually. I don't remember what sleep was like before I was here.
No, I see. Well, thank you for answering. Well, I feel much better now. I'm up for your experience.
Okay, let us go then. He will stand up and he will start. You will see as he stands up actually that in his hand he's holding some kind of stick made out of some kind of stick that is like surrounded by similar looking seaweed as the one that is surrounding you, and he will put it in the sand and he will start making a big circle all around the both of you. The duel is simple. The first person to get the other outside of the circle or go down within the circle Well, the first person to make the other one go down in the circle or force him out of the circle wins. Does that seem fair?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Let me give you a circle. Can I fill this? I don't know. Why is it being weird? Is there a circle here forever now?
Okay.
Why? Roll20 is so weird with like selecting things.
Yeah. Like,
Please.
can't you just click on it once and it should select it?
No, it's not working. Oh wait, I think I got it. Yeah, okay. Let's see if there is a... Actually, maybe we can just use the arena. Don't worry about it too much. It's just a circle map, so we have some kind of representation. Let me remove all the other things from it. 1 second, sorry. Wait. Give me like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry. There we go. Let's see, can you see this? Is there anything else on the map for you, or is it just you?
The arena.
Perfect. Yeah, so imagine
Instead
of a tribune or a what do you call it, buildings surrounding you, it is just the seaweed and the endless darkness. The man has drawn this circle in the sand. I'll get a token for him as well. Yeah, this is fine. He's not wearing any he's not wearing any armor like on this picture, but his hair looks pretty similar, so. Okay. Well, the man will walk towards the middle and say, "Let us approach. Have you ever done a duel like this?"
No, I didn't have the chance.
Well, let us all take 10 steps from the middle to the other side, and then we begin.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, let me get the stream map correct. 1 second. May the best one win.
Sorry, I drew a lot. Good luck to you.
Okay. And as you reach the edge, you can roll me initiative.
Nice.
Go at the same time. As you see from the other part of the other side of the arena, as you turn around, the man will strike or lift his stick in the air, and from it he will start swirling it around himself over and over, and eventually you will see it will form into this long whip-like structure that he is just swirling above his head, around and around and around. What do you want to do as you turn around and see this? Your action is at the same time, so...
Mm-hmm. Can I use Featherfall Water on me to gain more movement speed? I mean swimming speed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Featherfall Water. On action, they choose up to 5 creatures within range. They can swim with movement speed 50 for 1 minute. Yeah.
How long is his whip? Like, do I know its range, or does it look like it has a range?
You're not sure yet. At this point, he's still like forming it. By the end of this turn, you will see he has fully formed the whip in his hand, and as it does so, you will see that he will throw the stick away and just grab the whip that was forming in the air with one of his hands, and it will form around his arm and completely, almost similarly to how his clothes, like seaweed-like clothes, wrap around his body. This whip as well will wrap all around his arm, and he will just keep swirling it above his head, but now no longer holding the stick, but it more becoming part of his arm itself.
He just used my skill. Yeah, with my increased swimming speed, I want to get closer to him.
Mm-hmm.
Keep throwing sword.
Yeah, you can get 50 feet and still do an action, or you can double move.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get closer and try to cast which one? Yeah, the chill touch water at him.
Okay. $21 will hit. What is the other effect of it?
Yeah, it...
Chill touch water. You create a watery hand in the space of a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the creature. Assail it with this watery tendril. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 elemental damage, and it can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. The tendrils drag the target to the ground, making it rooted for 1d4 rounds. It may attempt to break out every round if it can succeed a DC 10 strength check. This will take its action to do so, however. Okay.
Should I roll a 1d4?
Yep, roll me a 1d4. Okay, well, he will be restrained for 2 rounds unless he can break out. And you are far away, so yeah, he's gonna try to break out with a strength check. He's gonna try to whip his arm towards the ground and then like almost like use the strength from the whip that is one with his arm to like grab the tendrils that are pulling at him and just rip them apart. But he cannot do so. I think that's in his entire turn. Yeah, he will spend his entire turn trying to do so, but cannot break out yet. A clever trick.
That's what I'm for. I want to get a bit closer. Let's see how much. Just 2 squares and using shape water. I want to create a force kind of thingy in the water to push him backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do that?
Just like try to... Wait, let me... shape water... You can move and change a cube of 10 feet of water. I guess you can create a current, but I don't think it's like it will be that strong, I guess, because it's not like a water blast, like it's like shape water, so you have to like get it and then like increase it and increase it, so it's more like a general, like a over time increasing current of water, if that makes sense. Like I don't think you can like push like a blast of water. That would be like a different spell, I think.
So can I instead try to make the current go downwards, coming from up? Like basically I want to create more pressure on him to make him slower or more difficult to move. Would that work?
You would have to try it if you to know if it works or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Okay. So you wanna push him. You wanna use the pressure of your shape water to push him down to the ground, right?
Well, not necessarily down to the ground, just make it difficult to move for him. With the more pressure, it's probably harder to lift his hands and things like that.
So you're manipulating the water like all around him, basically.
Yeah, like applying a constant downwards force, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think at that point you're also affecting his, the spell that he is casting at this point, which is the water whip that is in his hands. So can you make me an opposed intelligence check as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, as you press the water down upon him, you will see the whip that is, bound around his arm will disappear along with the currents and the pressure that is upon him, and you will see he is even more restrained than he was before. His strength check DC will be higher as well. It will be harder for him to break out of this than before. He will try to do so anyway. Okay, instead of trying to break himself out, the man will try to use the current that is forming around him and try to like guide it in the right direction, trying to counter your shape water and then like kind of push it back towards you to gain the upper hand again. So he's gonna try to make another opposed intelligence check. Can you do that for me as well? As his action, basically trying to overcome your shape water with his shape water. Yes, he will succeed in doing so. So the current is pressing him down into the ground, and he's just gonna try to guide it and then guide it back towards you. Not really pushing him down, but giving you a similar effect that was on him before, kind of restraining your movement and making it a bit harder to do things. And buying him a little bit of time. It's your turn.
Yeah. I will try to use Firebolt water to capture him in a bubble.
Well, that will hit again for 10 more points of damage.
Real. My con is +3, so he has 4 rounds to get out of the bubble.
However, it can still damage. Okay. On a hit, the target is engulfed in water and will start drowning. Well, it must succeed a DC 14 strength check to escape. However, it can still cast spells if non-symmetric. Okay. Well, a bubble. You can describe to me actually what it looks like as this bubble engulfs him.
Yeah, instead of, in this situation, instead of the bubble coming from Mato, I imagine small bubbles starting to form beneath him, and yeah, just the bubbles then join together and forming a bigger one and just engulfing him, trapping him inside.
Okay.
And while he's in the bubble, I want to get next to him and just push the bubble out of the circle.
Describe to me that again? Push the bubble out of the circle? Oh, you mean like push him with the bubble out of the circle?
Yeah. Like he's inside of the bubble and I'm just giving it a push. Because I imagine that pushing a bubble is quite easy thing to do.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be your... because that's an action, so it's gonna have to be your next turn, but you can get to him this turn. But if you want to push him, that will be your next turn.
Yeah.
In the bubble, he can still cast spells, so he's not gonna try to break out. Instead, he's gonna try casting a spell. Let's see how he does this. Yeah, you will see as he is in the water, you will see him do movements that you are not familiar with at all, as he is like kind of moving the water around inside the bubble, and he's creating like small amounts of air, almost, you know, if you like push your hand through the water, there will be like small bubbles being created. Yeah, he's gonna do that over and over and over until there's like many bubbles inside, this cocoon of water that he's in basically, and then he's gonna start enveloping them and pushing them together until eventually he will have this like small cloud of bubbles. And as he does so, you will see all these small bubbles will start connecting to each other and start like what do you call it? Almost like how like electrodes or something like that would or like electricity would go through a wire. They're gonna like magnetize almost together and go like all these bubbles zapping from one to the other is the best word to describe it, I think. And then as it finally grows too big for him to be able to contain anymore, he's gonna try to just like push it outwards against the side of the bubbles, the side of the bubble that he is in, and also against you. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
So there's no way for me to shield it?
Well, unless you have a reaction.
where the shield is a reaction.
Well, yeah, then if you use a reaction, then I think that works. Because he's casting a
I mean,
spell
the
at you.
shield water, you know that if it doesn't hit me, I can return the damage.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
he is hitting you, so...
Oh, so it's always... Right?
Yeah, well, it's an attack that you need to make a dexterity saving throw for to dodge.
Okay.
So
I
he does not
see.
have to roll for it.
Okay. Now I see. So dexterity is saving throw, right?
Yep. That is a fail. As these culmination of small electric bubbles come together and burst apart, they will hit you in the chest for... how much is it? Let's see... 2d8 damage.
Jesus. That's a powerful spell.
10 points of damage as you get thrown back, and I will make a saving throw for the bubble around him as well. Probably a counter intelligence check again.
Okay.
Yeah. The electricity will explode around him, and so will the bubble around him disappear. I have tricks of my own as well. I will not go down so easily. You will see this like electric burst of small bubbles is still hanging in the air in front of him, even after it had hit you in the chest, kind of throwing you throwing you back one square as well.
I will quickly get up, move back. How many? 50 feet. Yeah. And use my magic missile water now that I see him actually trying to damage me. Because until now, Mato was trying to take the safer route and just trying to push him out. He didn't necessarily want to hit him or hurt him.
Yep.
So he gets 6 magic missile darts, I think.
So it goes 3 gallons. Yep. There is enough water around you. Okay. Well, first roll me the 6 darts, but he will have a chance to counter these as well.
These are the damages.
Let's see how we do this. I mean, I would just roll 6 counter intelligence checks again, but he should have some disadvantage because it is magic missile. I mean, it is. So I think he will just have dexterity checks at disadvantage to try to dodge these missiles. So I will just roll. Let's see, and he will need a 14 or higher. Yeah. So let's see. So he will dodge the first one, miss the second one, or get hit by the second one, get hit by the third one, dodge the fourth one, dodge the fifth one, and get hit by... So he will get hit by 2, 3, and the sixth one. So he will take 9 points of damage. As you would see, he will, like, almost Matrix-like, will try to, like, push the magic missiles that are being flown towards him to the side. He will move one step closer outside the ring as well, as he's kind of like backing up, seeing these magic missiles hurling towards him, and just kind of like guiding them to the ground in all directions, guiding the water as he so well, clearly knows how to do as well. However, not good enough, as he does take the 9 points of damage. 9 points of damage. Wait, oh yeah, I guess you started from here, so you could go 50. 30. Fuck. Let me see. On his turn, he will. Wait, is he still in the? Wait, no, the bubble is destroyed and the tendrils are gone by now. Let's see, what will he do? Yeah, you will see he will start running towards you, and as he is doing so, you will see that the water around him will become less clear and almost misty in nature, forming almost this like cocoon of misty water around him. Yeah.
How big is the mist?
10 feet circle.
Okay.
Emanating from him. Like the middle point is him.
I would like to cast mirror image water.
Mirror image water. Oh, did you link it? Oh, there we go.
No, it's normal one. I don't have the water one.
Oh.
But it just I create a reflection of myself with 1 hit point.
Oh,
the next spell that you cast is cast twice.
Okay. Let me get a reflection of you. Yeah. Tell me what it looks like as you shape this reflection of yourself out of the water.
I imagine it just basically has the image of me, like the same size and I don't know, like, how do you say, like contour of me? But it's entirely made out of water and just reflects the light a bit differently. So it's not like it's one with the water. You can clearly see it. But it's still made out of water, and it just have a very faint image of Mato.
Okay. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yeah, I would like to move back again a bit. I mean, not really back, but these two directions. Me and my image. Or wait, the image has to stay next to me. How does it work?
I think so, yeah. Let me read it. Mirror image water. You create a reflection of
in my action.
Yeah, so it's kind of...
So yeah, I guess it's coming with me.
Yeah, it's like right next to you. Okay, the man will... Let me read this real quick. Okay. Okay. The man will as this mist is around him, you will see him grabbing water from all directions again and channel it once more towards his arm as the whip comes or is materializing once more. He will run towards you, and he will just try to strike the real version of you. As you see, the whip will reach out for you. Which regions when the whip is created? To make an intelligence saving throw. Don't cast anyways on you. Okay, well, he will just try to hit you with it. So he will just roll to hit with a 17. Does that hit you?
Yeah, it hits.
Okay. You will see the whip will reach out at you and hit you in the face for 15 points of damage.
What the fuck?
As it strikes you in the side, or as it strikes you in the side and then like goes back around and hits you in the face as well, leaving a burning mark that will quickly be washed over by the water, cooling it down a little bit. But you will definitely feel it like throbbing on the side of your head and the side of your body as this water whip hit you. You will be flung back one space as well, standing on the edge of the circle at this point.
Mm-hmm. Then now along with my mirror image, I want to cast magic missile water at 2nd level. And how I imagine it is we are underwater. I hope that I can do this. Like I want the missiles to come from all directions around him, like not originating from me necessarily, like these, and from up as well.
Yeah, that makes sense, I think. Magic missile, water, glowing darts.
At 2nd level, I can shoot 7, I think.
Raise the max by 1 more dart.
So 7, so 14 in total.
Okay, let me see how this works. 14 magic missiles. Or object that enters the... Okay. Before you roll, as your missiles are hurled into the mist, some of them will be blocked by it. A total of 6 of your missiles will be blocked by the mist as they disappear into it, kind of like just evaporating into it. That still leaves you with how many?
I mean 8.
Okay. Yep.
So then after that he will use dexterity again to block the remaining 8, or how does it work?
Yeah, he has a chance to kind of water bend them down. Well, yeah, he cast a spell before to create this shield around him, this mist around him, and it is only now that it proved useful as you threw these missiles at him. So it blocked 6 of them, and you do 13 points of damage. Some shitty rolls.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if he can dodge any of them. So let me roll. 8, so it's 16. He has disadvantage again. So he will dodge the second one and the seventh one. So -4, so he will take 9 points of damage, bringing him to his knees. As you will see the effect around him, the missiles will shoot out of both of you, coming from all directions, hitting the shield at first, and you will see him trying to hold it up, but eventually it will dissipate into the water. The mist will kind of become one with it, and he will get riddled by the other magic missiles coming towards him. And he will try to dodge them, successfully dodging 2 of them, but by just 2 points of damage, you will bring him down. As you will see, he will fall to his knees and just kind of like fall to his side, unconscious.
So he's not moving anymore?
Well, he's unconscious because you
Yeah.
brought him to 0.
Yeah, then as I see that my mirror image just disappeared after that spell. I'm gonna swim up to him and trying to check if he's still alive, or how is he doing?
How do you want to check it? You can make me a medicine check if you want, for like general.
Yeah.
With a 17, you can see that his pulse is not beating. That is, well, he has no heartbeat.
Can I?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to use the powers of the eye. I just want to rest my hand onto him to notice anything different.
Well, so are you just placing your hand, or are you opening the eye? Because if
I open the eye, it's when I get the plus 10% madness, right?
Yeah, but also, I mean, in general, when you're like commanding, I guess then you're not opening the eye, but you're kind of forming a connection when you're commanding your minions. You're kind of like channeling this energy. So if you just place your hand on him, you're not gonna channel something. Like, you have to actively, like, if you want to use the eye for like something, I don't know what you want to try to do, but if you want to try to do something with the eye, then you would have to like channel some amount of energy through it, similarly as you do to the other beings that follow you.
But as soon as I do that, I will gain the madness?
No. So the madness is only when you open the eye. I just mean when you're commanding your minions, you always feel like there is like this this connection between their eyes and the eyes on your hand. It's not like it's hard, it's kind of vague, but it's just like you feel when you're taught, for example, when you're like, oh, the giant, I wish the giant lifts me, you feel this energy or this power to command the giant is coming through your hands. Like, maybe it's, you can tell me how that represents itself. Maybe there's like a warmth in your hands as you're having this this command being brought out, or maybe it's like a painful sensation or anything else. That's up to you, really. But there is some kind of connection happening between the eyes on your hands and the eyes in these creatures, or at least these creatures as you command them. Just to make clear that if you're just gonna, like, for example, put your hand on him, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing anything with the eye, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But it's up to you what you want to do.
Well, I don't want to use the powers of the eye. So I guess Mato probably thinks that like I killed him. I never really checked if he had tools beforehand, but I assume that he did, because that's how things live. So yeah, I'm just gonna swim. Okay, I couldn't move it. Swim there and pick up the seaweed that he dropped in the beginning, and just go back and place it on him, and just lay. I mean, not really lay, but kneel down next to him and just wait
Yeah.
for however long Mato wants to wait. Like I mean, I'm not waiting for 5 minutes. I'm just sitting there forever.
Yeah. As you're sitting there, you will feel through both the whip and the man laying in front of you. Can you make me an intelligence check just to see how exactly you experience this one pretty well? Let me think how to describe this. For a moment, it almost feels like there's nothing else in the world than this moment and where you are right now, almost as if you're forgetting where you are or what happened before you, or well, basically anything else. And as you're sitting there, you will feel a strong connection between you and this person lying before you. It's not really visualized in any way, that's why it's kind of hard to describe, but you definitely feel it. It's almost, well, I don't want to tell you how your character experiences it as well, because it's more like it's almost, the best way to describe it is that you feel suddenly as if you've known this person your entire life, even though you don't have any memories with them. And as
you can tell me if it's wrong, but as you have faced it, I feel like Mato probably thinks that he killed this man, and he was like very friendly to him and things like that. And what I'm trying to get to is like, so far Mato hasn't killed anybody yet. I mean, yeah, there were monsters and things like that, but not a person per se. So he probably feels really bad about what he did. Like he didn't want it to end this way. So maybe that's part of, I mean, based on what you said, that's maybe part of why he's feeling this. He's stuck in this moment. But you can continue the describing.
No, yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. You did roll a 21 on your intelligence. Yeah, as you are thinking about these things and forming this connection with the man in front of you, let me think. You will feel parts of his memories enter your own brain, not in clear, long strains, but just in the form of information, which comes to you in the form of abilities. abilities that are already on your spell sheet, I think. Abilities that he used.
Yeah, about that,
Mm-hmm.
I can't find the normal, like
Mm-hmm.
the one where I wrote the whip and the other ones. I have the original one. Can you send me
You don't
the
have the...
updated version? Yeah, I can find it for some reason, and
Oh,
I
it's fine, it's
wrote
fine.
it, and I don't know why it isn't in my Google Docs.
No worries. I can also just send the spells to you if you want.
I mean,
But I
I'm
can,
fine
yeah,
with the
yeah,
doc.
I'll just share it. Let's see, it should already be open. But yeah, basically you will feel this information about the manipulation of water enter your mind in many different ways.
So just to be clear, he used Ripple as well. Like the electric bubbles was the Ripple.
The ripple was the
Or
area of mist around him. Or I don't know if that's a different spell. That's this one, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he used that to block the magic missiles.
Mm-hmm.
And then he used the water whip, and then he used part of the cumulonimbus as well. Although you do not have access to this spell yet, you do have access to this part over here. Can you see that, what I'm selecting?
Yeah. Wait, let me read it. Ah, I see what you did there. Nice.
You're not sure how exactly you can use this yet, but for now you can do similarly to what he did, which is just kind of like a lightning attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Besides that, however, something else happens as well, as this knowledge is getting kind of carried over to yourself. You already rolled a good intelligence check. I don't know, let me think how to describe this.
I will be right back until you figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Ember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as these memories, and when I say memories, I think it's important to clarify that it is, as soon as they enter your mind, it becomes indistinguishable if these were other people's memories or your own. Although you may notice that new information has entered your mind, it is very hard for you to separate which of the spells that you had, or well, you know that these spells are new, so like if you would deduct it, you could think like, oh, I just received these spells. But on the other hand, it
Mm-hmm.
feels like you have always had these spells, if that makes sense. It feels like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know
Yeah,
the
I get it.
feeling. I don't know if you know. I think the best way to describe it is maybe like, I don't know if you know the feeling of you don't know how to solve a like puzzle for a long time, and then when you figure it out, you feel like it's impossible to not know it again. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
well, so as this information is entering your brain, you will feel uh, presence in the water around you as well. Very vaguely, very not very present. However, it is almost like as the both of you are sitting there on the ocean floor and like everything else falls away around you, that there are more people there with you. Uh, More people than you can fathom or count at that point. Um, and all of them are watching the both of you. Again, this is not something that is visualized to you in any way, but it is more
Mm-hmm.
the feeling of these people that are around you.
Yeah, I will. As soon as I get this feeling, I'm just gonna very quickly, like almost panickingly, just
Mhm.
look around, like to actually check if
Mhm.
anybody is there,
Yeah,
get a glimpse of anything.
make me a perception check. Yeah, you will see some broken shapes and bodies of people that you do not recognize. Broken as in as soon as you like as your the corner of your eye met them, they kind of become one with the water around you. Not like they were broken
Mm,
apart or something like that.
yeah.
Um,
So it's like when, yeah, looking at something at night and it looks like a shape, but when you look at it, it's not really there.
yeah, kind of like that, and in a very soft way as well. Like it is almost like the water itself is producing these shapes that are surrounding you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the connection between you and the man before you is similar to that of the connection between you and the people around you, although you do not have their memories or their information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Makto will most certainly become more cautious to this.
Hmm.
Like he knew for a fact that the catfishman was kind of following him, but not really. But now he feels like people are actually after him
Mm.
in a bad way.
Hmm.
So, what was William holding in his hand, by the way? Was it seaweed or
Yeah, it's kind
something
of
else?
it's like a it's a almost like a staff, uh, just kind of like a stick surrounded by seaweed, but like nicely like tidied up and like put together. Uh, Looks very similar to some kind of staff
Mhm.
or a wand is a better word, I guess.
Uh, well, when I get this feeling, I'm very quickly and hastily just gonna tear a piece of seaweed off this wand and
Yeah, make me.
uh,
Wait, yeah. Uh, Wait, tell me first what you wanted to do.
what I wanted to do is to tear a piece of the seaweed and
Hmm.
wrap my uh, what is it called, the arcane focus in it, just to keep a memory of William with me.
Yeah, make me a Arc. Yeah, probably Arcana check. That's pretty good. Yeah, as you go to touch the seaweed and you start like taking it off of this wand, you quickly notice that it is extremely magical in nature. However, you manage to kind of preserve the magic within it and just take off a piece of it while making sure none of it explodes outwards. And yeah, you successfully can wrap it around your arcane focus. As you do so, you will feel it kind of melt with it as well. Not like really engrave into it, but similarly to the wand, it will just nicely and tightly press itself around it, almost as if it feels well at home at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after I do that, I'm just quickly swim or run back to the giant and command him to pick me up and just start moving.
Yeah, can you make me one last... can you make me one last perception check? No, it's fine.
How am I rolling the same?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You can get back to the giant, leaving the man behind, lying in his bed of seaweed, and continue on into the darkness. What is Mato thinking at this point?
Well, he's trying to figure out these new memories that he got. Like as you said, he knows what was his memory and what is new, but he tries to get a glimpse of William's previous life, but he struggles with it. Like, he doesn't know if it was actually him doing it or William. Like the very basic ones, like his hometown and things like that, he probably notices that it's not William's memory or a new one, but other than that, he doesn't know what's real anymore, and he's mostly worried about these creatures following him.
Okay. Well, it's as you are thinking about these things and continuing on that in the distance you see a boat looking small first, and then as you get closer and closer you see it become bigger and bigger and bigger, eventually becoming clear to you that this must be the same boat that you saw back on the surface.
But now is it on the sea floor? I mean ocean floor?
It's still intact. It's kind of sitting on top of the sand, almost as if it's not going forward at this point, but almost as if it's like sailing on top of the sand. That's what it looks like. But it's not moving. Yeah. Now it is time to make an important decision as you march towards the boat. You have encountered many different steps along the way. Maybe it is still not clear which step represents which. So I think it is fair that I will give you the opportunity to kind of ask some questions, but try to ask them the more in character, I guess, you ask them, the more the clearer the answers will be, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but if it if it does, then if you wish to still ask some questions to clear up your decision, then you can, or do some other things before you go towards the boat. Because basically, it is the representation out of the game, how you approach this boat, or basically it is what is in Mato's mind as he approaches the boat that matters. But I don't want to just take it off your RP, because I feel like I want to give you some kind of decision as well. So I think that is why this is a good representation of kind of both RP and out-of-game mechanics at the same time. Yeah, but in-game, like out of game, I guess, out of like the game itself, in the real world of the game, it would just be you approaching the boat. You wouldn't do anything special. It would just be Mato's mindset at that point that would affect what would happen after this. But that's, well, your decision as a player to decide how he feels.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to do a long rest before that, because I have 5 HP and used up a lot of spare slots, so I don't feel safe approaching the final thing like this.
Yeah, I think a long rest can be a good vessel.
And about the questions, I feel like can you do a very quick recap on each die, like what happened? Just the basic things.
Yeah. Before that, I mean, we can do it after. Actually, we'll probably do it after. I was gonna say during your rest as well, you can ask a question of a memory that Mato wants to see. And that is a very general term. If there is any lore or anything that you're interested in out of game, then I will allow Mato to see it in his dream. But you can think about that. So I will go step by step. So you arrived at the bottom of the ocean, and 1 second, let me get actually all the things so I make sure that I don't say anything wrong. As you arrived at the bottom, you felt like the madness down here was too strong. There was too much information in your head to survive down here. And so you started focusing on a part of yourself that you thought most important, which you chose the element of water for to use from there on. After that, you encountered, or you went towards these ripples, this madness that surrounded you, and these, well, how it happened, if I remember correctly, is that they kind of went into your brain, and in doing so accidentally revealed some hidden knowledge to you, or you don't know if it's accidental or on purpose or not, but basically giving you madness and at the same time revealing an ability to you, which was the ability to jump from another tile. So that's over here. Then after that you met the woman and the child, if I remember correctly, who you went in the memory of. After that you saw 2 giant sea creatures fighting. Wait, no. You saw a giant shark, fight with a triton. After that, you saw a small octopus stuck under a rock. After that, you saw, what was it? Do you remember? I can look it up as well. Oh,
I
you
went
saw
before.
the
Yeah, that was a catfish, right?
yeah, the catfish man, the trader, not the trade, not the traitor, but the what?
Yeah,
What is trade? Is trader a word? What is the word for it?
yeah, it's a word.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
the,
uh,
the person who trades,
yeah.
it's a trader.
Okay. After that, you saw the broken down temple of Helia. Uh, After that, you went to the giant, and then you came here and met the man uh, who had the watery powers, and now you find yourself before the boat.
Uh, just another question
Mm-hmm.
out of game. The special ties, like the white, black, and
Mm-hmm.
yellow,
Mm-hmm.
did they mean anything different, or that was just for you to implicate that there's something special there?
I'll try to answer it in game, as in it felt like these events had a bigger effect, or it felt like this event with the giant had a bigger effect on Mato than the other tiles along the way. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And you said that I can ask a question and you will try to answer it in my dreams?
You can, out of character, tell me a memory that you want to see. That can be a memory of another player, as it was the previous one. It can be a memory of another character that you're interested in. It can be a memory of a part of the world, of an event, of Mato, of something according to this. To be careful with your question, though, as I said before, with anything like Eldritch, any information or any knowledge that you have will give you more madness. So, if you want, like, if you're gonna look for like some extreme questions, then it's gonna give you more madness as
Okay.
well. Um,
Because I have one question in mind
mhm,
about a memory of someone that I have met
mhm.
before, but I'm pretty sure that it would cause a lot of madness.
Well, it's up to you. I mean, you have a lot to spare, right? You
I mean, yeah, and you will give me like 200 just to fuck with me, or I don't know.
well, just be careful with your question. And don't.
Okay. You are not helping.
I'm just saying, like, what do you think is a
The thing is
yeah.
that all the questions that come to mind are
Mm.
really lore heavy.
Well, lore is fine. It's just
Yeah, but the information I would get out of them might be too much for Mato currently.
yeah. I think the most important thing to think about with the madness is that anything relating to information that you heavily rely on, things like memories, things like well, that is why basically memories give you like 10%. It's like the previous one. It's just a memory of someone else, or multiple, or the culmination of some memories of different people. But if you would like ask the memories of like 1,000 people at the same time, say you want like a big event, or anything like that, then it's gonna cause you more madness. See it in a way, like how many people's memories are you relying on to answer this question is basically what you have to ask yourself. For example,
Well,
Jackson,
I'm gonna.
Cartmill and stuff standing on a hill, it's gonna be like 3 people's memories or maybe 4 people's memories. So yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take a gamble and hopefully not lose Mato forever. I wanna know more about the person in my what what was it called? My introduction, the old wizard that showed me the water thingy that told me to look into it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 1 second, let me think about that. Or let me think what to show you.
Everything. I feel like that's the biggest thing that stick with Mato during all this time.
Mm-hmm. Any specific type of memory that you're looking for, or
Like, is it that person's memory or just a memory around them? Like, how to explain? Like,
that depends on what you're looking for. That's what I mean. Like, do you want an event that included them, or do you want a memory that they had? Like, how big is the scale, I guess, is a good...
I wanna know the reason behind why he decided to show himself to me, and why was it necessary to show me the reflection in the water?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I assume that's kind of in the same time zone, like when he decided to do that. That's why I'm asking like this.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. One, two. What's life without a little bit of risk? I think the question is not that big. However, can you roll me a... With your stress right now is at what? At
Is it 30%?
30%. So can you roll me a D70 to see how much stress you gain?
17 that you said, or 70?
70.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just don't roll a 70. Yeah,
Okay.
you're fine. You don't lose your character. It was only a 1 in 70 chance, so it's okay.
Yeah. So I gain 7% now?
Just 10% then. Can be lower than... It can't be lower than 10 for this.
Okay.
Let me think how to describe this in the correct way. So you're looking for why he decided to show himself to you, and what was the other one?
And the reflection in the water, like, why did I have to? What purpose did it serve that I looked into the reflection of the water?
Okay. Yeah.
You know about the mountain and things?
Yeah.
And hopefully that will give me a general idea of who that person is. But that's not the main point of my question.
Okay. What purpose serves the reflection? And Well, technically you will gain more madness than 10 since the magnitude of this memory, but it will be reset to 0 anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. And it's not too big that it would kill your character, so it's fine. Yeah, so what you see in your dream as you reach out for the memories is kind of this a few important moments of this man's life kind of spread out over your dream. Again, it doesn't have clear shapes, but you get the necessary information to afflict you with the madness. Yeah, I think I know it doesn't matter that much, but for RP's sake, probably giving you actually like 30 madness or something like that. But it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, so the first thing that you see is a young man. You will see him standing in a church, and you will recognize it to be a church of Helia. As you look around, you will see the telltale signs of her signet everywhere in the temple. You will see the man is sitting on his knees, praying. Then the memory will kind of shift and then appear once more. This time the man is a little bit older. You will see he's wearing an armor set, within it engraved as well, once more the signets of Helia. And you will see he seems to be fighting in some kind of war. You will see him casting clerical spells within it. And again, the memory will shift. This time, you will see a similarly aged man looking over a young boy who as well is wearing an armor set that seems to be engraved with the signets of Helia. You will see that the man is crying, and as right before the image vanishes once more, you will see the man drive his sword through the young boy's armor into his heart, all the while still crying or clearly upset by this event. The memory will go black once more, and when it comes back, you will see the man is older, not yet as old as when you met him. You will see he's no longer wearing the armor of Helia. Instead, he's sitting alone in his house. You'll see it's like a small wooden cabin. And someone will enter. As the man is sitting there, you will see what looks to be an elf enter the house. You will see the elf is clad in blue robes. As he enters, you will see he has gray hair, no recognizable signets over his body, just kind of signals of flowing water marked upon him. You will see his skin is gray in color. And then there's kind of this montage of many different memories where you will see these two people talking. The old man and the elf are talking to each other. And then you will see the man start to learn magic from the elf. First, very basic spells, everything like that. But eventually you will see that the elven man starts using water magic, similar to what you did before, you will see that the man never really... Well, in your memories, it seemed like while they were training, the elf kind of informed the old man on how to use this kind of water magic. Like maybe it's like a memory of them sitting at a river, but they're never really doing it together. It's almost always, or it is always, the memories of this elven old man showing these skills to the older man. Are you still following? I know it's kind of weird with two old men. I hope you're...
So just a quick question.
Yes.
The normal orphan that I've been following in the memories, he just started using magic, but he doesn't actually use the water magic himself. It's the elf, right?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Okay.
The man is at this point probably in his like 50s. The elf is a really old man. Well, even for an elf, he looks really old. And that is where we come to the next memory, where you will find yourself, or rather, a memory of a place that you recognize. As you see, it is the same pond that you met the old man at. You will see that the elf is having a conversation with a man. And at this point, since that is more information that you asked for, you will hear their words as well as they speak to each other. You will hear that the old man is pleading the elf that he would not, that he does not wish to take this burden, that he has seen enough in his life. In return, you will hear the elf speak about tradition and about the necessity of keeping on, and the necessity of the path that they are on, and how it must continue. And then you will hear the elf say that the man must look into the pond to see the true origin of his strength. You will hear the elf say that the man must have learned by now that there is no strength to be found in the will of God. There is no strength to be found in the will of others. There is only purpose and power in the strength that one gets from within himself. And that is why the elf says to the man that he must face his own reflection, that he must embody himself, that he must believe in himself and start upon this path. And you will see that the man eventually, after much complaining, will look into the pond. You cannot see what he sees, but as he looks back up, you will see that the elf is gone. You do not see the rest of the memories of this man's life. However, you do see one more memory of the man being old, having done much, and awaiting your arrival. You will hear the sound of wolves echoing through the forest as a young boy falls or meets this same place. You will recognize yourself as the man greets you and invites you as well to look into the reflection. And upon doing so, his fate as well is sealed. And it is so that you return back to consciousness, gaining 30% madness and yeah, that's it. And your spell slots are back, yeah, and your HP is full again.
Nice. Now I have more questions. It was nice to know all these.
Well, if you have any more in-character questions about previous events or things that you want to clarify about previous squares, then feel free to ask me. If you want me to describe things more precisely about things you're not sure about, how they happened, or anything like that, then feel free before you make your decision.
Well, just talking out of game, like I feel like the green squares are not really a good option for me anymore after the Elia temple. But no, I mean after the giant's memory. Like how the octopus is now gone as well, so I don't know, maybe I will find something there, but based on the previous styles, I don't think it's a good idea. The real one is it's just my theory is like when I find a new ally or someone that I can command, the purple one is that when I gain some kind of power that could be pretty useful for after the prologue. The red one is just memories and more knowledge for Matu, I think. And yeah, these are all the squares. I don't think I have questions about that. So
okay. Well, I think hard and deep, it is an important decision. So
yeah. Just don't know how will my giant transfer back to a main campaign. I mean, after the prologue and things like that. Or even if Jack somehow finds me or gets close to me and I get back to Whispers of Fate, like I guess the giant doesn't come with me. That would be pretty weird.
Don't worry about it. Do not worry about any of that.
No, I have to worry about it.
No. I mean, any out-of-game things for like how is that gonna work? I'll figure that out. You don't have to worry about. Nothing is just gonna be like, oh, you just leave it behind and then you never see it again. Like I will do my best to incorporate everything that you encounter here back into the main campaign. So you should only worry about where you want your character to go and yeah, basically that really.
Now, what I have in mind that if I choose that teal colored one, I might. You don't have to say anything. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yep.
I might gain a bigger, like, I'm not saying army, but more of these drowned ones, and maybe the ship itself. So that may be a interesting choice to take. I can choose between the red and the purple one. Both of them seem really cool. Mm. I'm going with the purple one.
I did not expect that.
What did you think I would choose?
I thought either the red or the blue one. Probably the blue one is what I expected most.
I mean,
No, it's fine.
yeah, but
It's your choice.
I don't know, like, I kind of want to lean more towards this
Mm-hmm.
this eldritch side of story, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like the purple might get me closer to the actual eldritch one,
Mm-hmm.
and the blue one is just a side track along with the eldritch stuff. At least that's just my theory, but that's how I see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why I chose the purple one.
Okay. Well, Mato slowly but surely starts making his way towards the ship that he came with. Actually, I'll keep this music. At first, you do not notice much. However, soon enough, your eyes will fall upon an indescribable creature that is kinda contoured itself or twisted itself around the ship as you approach. You will see upon its body are say more of these pultered scars all over them that are kind of oozing with blood and pus and any other indescribable, sickening looking images. You cannot distinguish its head from the rest of its body. All you can really see is these scaly, fishy structures all over it. You will hear a sound erupting from it. The ripples that have called you from the very beginning. The ripples that brought you down here in the first place. The power that you seek. That gave you the scales. That provided you armor that is better than any on the land could look for. This too brought you after a long path here, where you do not come to these creatures as enemies, and you do not come to them as a slave. You stand before him as an equal. The creature, for a second, looks like it would reach out to you, and you can see visions and memories in your head broken apart, almost as if they're ruptured, of futures that could be, But this time not of the world, but of yourself. You see yourself getting ripped apart and opened up in all possible ways. You see yourself die over and over again. But the creature cannot touch you. It cannot reach you. And this does not seem to anger it any further. For as it comes closer to you, it's hard to describe this. There is no bond here between master and servant. There is a bond here between powerful creatures that have decided that the powers of what are the powers of this world are their own to conquer. Is there anything special you want to do as you feel this bond with this creature before you?
I feel like I would, like when he was trying to reach out to me and causing me to see all these arrows and everything, I feel like after that finish, just to show my side of the power, I would like to do something similar to him. With my eyes. I mean, I want to open my eyes now, just to show him that I'm not scared of him, like he wants me to be scared of him.
Yeah. These like tentacles or visions will torture or attack your brain, and you will kind of just walk through them, as visually they represent themselves as just these like sound birds, these ripples of madness bursting down at you from all sides, and you're just walking straight forward and facing your eyes towards the creature as it too faces its eyes towards you, kind of interlocking with each other. None of both of you giving up any space or any madness within your body. Anything after that you want to do?
With my eyes still being open, I hope that I can try to reach him with my words and just tell him that are you the one that called me here?
You are the one that called me here.
What are you?
I was once a creature like you.
But I mean, now it doesn't make sense. I wanted to react to his previous sentence. Aren't you the one that captured me?
We are all prisoners here.
And whose prison is it?
I think you have met her.
You mean the goddess?
The one that thinks she can control us all. The one that thinks she can keep us down here.
you seem the strongest among the ones that I have seen along my journey here.
I am very old. I have lived a unimaginable amount of time. I have never met someone who came to me like you did today.
I still don't understand this whole situation, but I feel like if we work together, maybe we can get out of this prison and get back to the one that captured us.
You'll feel a visceral. You'll feel the ripples that before represented this madness surrounding you. You will feel like the creature almost grow in power as you say these words, almost as if in excitement for your goal. We together can conquer. We together can destroy. We together can rebuild. And once more, like the day you came down here so long ago, you see the visions that you saw then. Now, clearer, you see yourself not controlled by this creature, but intermingled with it. You see yourself controlling its powers along with your own, combining them into a furiosity unknown to gods and men. You see yourself wash over this earth and destroy all in your path that you deem worthy destroying. The creature locks its eyes with you once more. The price for a bond like this will always be madness. Those that stare upon us cannot comprehend the goals we seek. It is she that has created us all this way. The madness was never a weapon. It is a part of the prison we are in. Shall we fight it together? Are you ready for the consequences?
I will. How to say it, like, I want to show him a different future if it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
what do you want to say?
Yeah, I say that I don't want to partake in your vision of destroying everything. We should fight. Yes, that's true, but we shouldn't destroy. We must earn our place in the world. And we can only gain our how to say it? Gain our freedom from this prison through knowledge. So, and as I say that, I'm just gonna reach out my hand and wait for him to follow me instead. And yeah, he can in the background see this picture as well, like just looking over this town in the mountains, and it seems really peaceful and like there's no sense of any danger coming. But yet it feels like as we are looking over it, we feel powerful enough to defend it from whatever comes at us.
As long as she can no longer oppress us, as long as we are free once more, I can make this deal.
Can you repeat that? You don't have to say it in character, just what did you say?
He said as long as she doesn't oppress us anymore, or as long as... what did I say? She doesn't oppress us anymore, and... I forgot the second part, but yeah, basically, as long as... as long as they can be free. As he said, as long as she doesn't oppress us anymore and we can be free, then you have a deal.
Before that, I must ask you, what is freedom to you?
This place is endless. There is no beauty here. I remember a time where we all ventured the surface. I remember a time where we could go where we pleased and experience what we wish to find. That is all I wish to have back.
We together shall make it come true then. And at this point I'm having both of my arms out, like a weird way to say, but like when I'm expecting a hug, like come at me kind of way.
Yeah. The creature will not change in shape or size, but he will reach out to you. You will feel some disgusting, fleshy, oozing tentacles kind of wash over you in the form of a hug, of a pact. Now that that is done, when you first came here, I thought you sought my power I now can see that it is your own, that you embody. If you want, I can still. It is your choice. But let me rephrase that. If you want, I can still give you that. Or I can also show you a place of knowledge that one might venture to when one is ready. I am sure such a place would make you more powerful as well.
I want you to take me to that place. We cannot fight for our freedom, our place in this world without becoming stronger first.
Yeah, you will see the creature will start heading into the distance, and you can follow him if you want.
So we are not on the ship anymore.
Hmm?
We are not on the ship anymore.
He was just kind of like wrapped around the ship. You can go on the ship if you want, but he will continue.
So he's a pretty huge.
Yeah. He's like.
Okay. And now I have a clearer visual.
Hmm?
Okay, now I can imagine him better.
Oh, I mean,
I didn't get that.
he's kind of shape-changing, unimaginable eldritch creature. So it's hard to describe because most of his description are you cannot describe it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna follow him, and I guess all of my creatures are coming with me.
Yeah, you can command them to follow. You will see that eventually you will reach a kind of open field, and you will see sticking out of it from the middle is I don't know how best to describe it. It looks like scales, just like 100-meter long, almost like mountain ridge of scales sticking out of the sand, and all over it you will see these creatures, the drowned ones that had gotten you from the top. You will see similar fish-like creatures to the trader that you saw. You will see other creatures that you cannot imagine, all eldritch in nature, all horrible to look at. You will see many of them either feeding upon this mountain ridge or like just laying on top of them, and kind of like you will see them getting infused with this like purple like smoke or magic that is seeping into them, almost like parasites on top of like well, anything really, almost like parasites on top of an animal or something like that.
What is this place?
It is the origin of our power.
What happens if I go in there?
I am not sure. You might gain powers similar to mine. However, if you can resist it, you may increase your own.
do you think I'm ready?
I don't know.
Yeah, I will just turn back around and just look at first the mother and the child and reliving their memories once again. I mean, you get it, right?
Yeah.
Like how they ended up here and what they went through just to be at the bottom of the ocean, commanded by basically just a steel wizard in training. Then I change my look to the giant and imagine all the trouble he had to go through just for basically the gods deciding that they are no longer needed. And lastly, I'm gonna look at this Lovecraftian creature and see that even though he's basically terror embodied, that makes sense. He still has a purpose and goal in life that Mato can see himself be part of. And with thinking about these things, he's gonna take a step and go into this circle area thingy.
Yeah, it's the area itself is, so to describe it a bit better, it's this like mountain ridge of scales that's like poking out almost like yeah, I mean it's hard to like really, like I don't want to give anything away, so it's hard to give a clear description, as in, because you probably wouldn't recognize it to be anything besides just like these giant scales poking out everywhere. And you will see just some creatures like on top of them spread out. So the scales themselves don't give out this liquid. It is only like the creatures digging into them or like laying on top of them that kind of start radiating this like purple. It's almost like they're draining it out of it, like parasites. It's almost like it's the lifeblood of this mountain ridge is being like drained out by these creatures.
So can I swim? Like, I don't know how the scales are positioned, but
like up like a mountain ridge. It's like
yeah. So I want to swim to one of the peaks of this mountain or the scale.
Yeah.
And just stab my ice knife into it.
Okay.
While still holding my arcane focus in my hand.
Okay, here we go. Well, let me think how best to do this. I think we'll start with visual affection. So make me a D100. On a 25 or lower, you will be misformed. On a higher, you will remain fine.
Oh no.
Okay, so that's one tier down. Roll me another D100. Okay, so let me write this down. I'll give you a better description later once we have everything. So we have tier 2. So you're not gonna look like that token anymore. Transformation. Secondly, we will give you a check to see if you will gain the powers of a wizard or the powers of a warlock. Basically, if you will be able to resist the powers that come from it, or if you will be tied to the powers that come from it. Or, well, not resist, but claim them for your own use, basically. That you will use the knowledge for yourself, or that you will fall into it. Make me another D100. On a 25 or lower, you will gain a warlock level. On a 25 or higher, you will...
No.
Yes, okay, so yeah, you will stab your ice knife into the scales above, and you will feel this purple smoke start like emanating from it. And first it is slowly, and you feel like you can control it, and you feel like you can, your head can remain clear in the knowledge, but then you feel one of your arms start distorting and like changing, and where your arm was first is now just this like giant tentacle hanging from the side of your body. You have to kind of like drag it along, and as you're kind of panicking as this is happening and the liquid is still pouring out, you feel like you're losing your control over, well, what is happening to you, basically. And you feel basically the knowledge that you so desperately wanted to control starts digging its way into your brain and basically making place for itself and tying itself to you. Not necessarily, so it's kind of a weird situation because you're not tied to like a creature, but you're more tied to this like magic. It's almost like I guess like a corruption or a parasite inside yourself. I guess it's almost like that, where there's just this other kind of magic that has digged itself into you, and you can still use it. And it is not like tied to a being like a normal warlock would, but it's more like just a parasitic, well, other kindly magic that has found its way into you. And as it does so, you will kind of lose consciousness as you fall down, floating down, of course, back from the mountain. And you gain 1 warlock level. And I think that is where we will end the prologue, as your eyes close and eventually reopen, unless there is something specific you want to do as it does so. Is there anything like specific you wanted to do at that moment? And you can still do it, but
not really.
Okay, yeah. So you will regain consciousness eventually, realizing that your arm is changed forever into this basically prolonged tentacle that is like way longer than your other arm, so it's kind of like double the size of, or basically like the size of your body, so you have to kind of like drag it along, so your shoulder will kind of like shift to one side when you're walking, and you have to kind of like drag this side of your body along because you can't control it that well yet, so it's kind of like just like after you. And yeah, and you can basically start planning with the eldritch creature on how to escape, and that is where well, the first season and maybe the last season, we'll see, of Ripples of Madness will start, where your goal will be to use your armies of eldritch creatures to fight your way out of this prison and make your way back out of the abyss, out of the depths, into the surface.
No.
So, yeah, that's the end of today's session.
I swear you are getting better and better at these things. Feel like the last, I don't know how many sessions were just better each time.
Well, I feel like that's how D&D usually works, though, is that once you get more and more attached to your character, the better the sessions become.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to figure out how does a warlock work.
Well, so you basically have one level in Warlock, but you're still a wizard. You still have 4 levels in Wizard. You just have 1 level in Warlock.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
assume that I get something like now I see that in my spells I have one packed spell slot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I can.
how does that work?
I looked it up for Cardinal before. I'll send it all. But if I remember correctly, it's something like. Oh wait, yeah. I think I remember. You can use
Do I
a.
get to choose spells?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that as well. I think we'll do a lot of custom things for this as well because it's kind of like special, more like parasite warlock. Um, I'll figure out some mechanics. Maybe it's like something that will try to like take control of you sometimes or something. But I don't want to make it too similar to like Jax or Cartmill as well. So I'll figure out something that's like interesting. Yeah, I'll think of something. I mean, we can talk as well, but if you have ideas of, if there's something that you feel like you want to be able to do as your character or something that you feel like is hard to do right now, then we can figure it out as well. But yeah, for the pact spells, it is just, I think it is, you can use a pact spell slot as a wizard, like as a normal spell slot as well, but you can't use a normal spell slot as a warlock spell slot, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But now that I gained 1 level in warlock, can I? Because it says on D&D Beyond that I can choose 2 cantrips and 2 spells. Like, can I do that now, or you don't want my warlock level to work like that?
You can do it. You can look into it and tell me what you find interesting, and then I'll just like alter them a bit, probably. Like similarly, I do with most. So, I mean, you can make it as well, but probably I'll change some things. If you're like, oh, I wanna, like, this spell seems interesting or this spell seems cool, then you can just tell me, or select it as well, and then probably I'll make some alterations to like mechanics. But it will depend on what you choose. It's the same with the, like, you chose the armor thingy. It's a choice, but it still represented itself different than like it normally does for mechanic wise. So yeah. So with shorter words, yeah, you can choose your spells and stuff.
Okay.
The only thing that you probably can't choose is like the pact, because it probably will be different. Because otherwise you would have the same pact as Cardinal, which I think will be.
Well, I just took the one that D&D Beyond offered me. Like, there's only one, the Fiend. Or, I don't know how to protect.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I feel like probably don't do it yet because like each of those pacts give different spells as well. So
okay.
maybe you'll just have to keep track of it outside of D&D Beyond unless you want to buy the specific thing.
Yeah. So, okay, I will don't choose one.
Yeah, I feel like just look up first what you find like cool. I'll send you some links if you want. Or I can give some recommendations as well. And then
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have you, I mean, not saying choose me, but recommend me stuff because you know what this kind of warlock is.
Yeah, I'll do that then. I'll look up what will fit best, and then I'll give you some choices within that. And then, or like probably you can just choose the spells and stuff within that. Then, what you find coolest.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll end the stream now. Goodbye, stream.
Bye, Steve.
I know someone is gonna watch this 20 years from now. I swear.
Yeah, I believe.